Good morning, church family. Today we're looking at Mark 12:28 through 34 on the familiar passage where Jesus summarizes the whole law of God in the Great Commandment. Jesus says that we are to love God supremely with all that we are, and we are to love our neighbor as ourselves. So life is really a battle of what we love. As James K.A. Smith says, we are what we love. If we're honest with ourselves, we know we don't measure up to the Great Commandment. And apart from the grace of God, we love the gifts of God, but not God himself. And instead of loving our neighbor as ourselves, we love ourselves in a way that departs from God's good design for our lives. Our loves are often disordered, misdirected, and misguided. And one of the purposes of God's law is to show us our sin and our need for a Savior. So if our hearts don't naturally love God supremely, and we don't love our neighbor as ourselves, how does God solve this problem? Well, think about 1 John 4:19 that says, we love because he first loved us. So we will never love God supremely and love our neighbor as ourselves until we first receive God's love for us through the life and death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. I love this quote. The offense of the cross is this: it demonstrates that God loved us before we loved him. So our love for God is fueled by his love for us. And really at the heart of discipleship is a redirection of our loves. So here's a couple questions for us as we close. Number one, how can we fill our life with things that will stir our affection for Jesus? And number two, what are the things that we need to cut out of our life that are robbing us and not helping our heart be stirred with a love for Jesus? So I hope you enjoy Mark 12:28 through 34 today.